Hey friends, well, tomorrow's 4th of July. Tomorrow's the day that our nation celebrates its Independence Day. But there's so many Americans that don't feel free. They turn on the news and they're kind of frustrated. They go to the grocery store, they're frustrated. They go to the gas station, they're frustrated, and they're trying to figure out what happened. Today I was speaking to a group of men in Palm Beach, Florida. A phenomenal opportunity. You know, technology works for the kingdom as well. It doesn't only work for the enemy, but we can use it for good. So, you know, I'm speaking to these men, and a lot of them were retirees, and they were trying to figure out what their assignment was going to be next. You know, one of them kind of said, man, I can only go down the aisles of the mall so many times. Like, what's my purpose? Well, your purpose is to make disciples. It doesn't matter what your job is, doesn't matter what your career field is, you are to make disciples. And one of the things that I shared with them actually after I sent them a note, and it says, why did Joshua have to dispossess the giants out of the land and have to possess the inheritance in which the Lord had given the children of Israel? Because the first generation didn't do it. So Joshua had to do what the last generation failed to do. And I believe in our nation, what's happening is the Joshuas of today are having to possess the land and fight giants that the last generation didn't deal with. So what were the last generation doing? They were building their kingdoms. They weren't building God's kingdom, which is why we are in the situation we are in our nation, because men went to church and they left it up to the church to do what God called them to do, was to band together as brothers and to build his kingdom. I just want to challenge you today that if you're at an age where you don't feel like you're in the fighting strength, then find a Joshua. Find a Joshua and pour yourself into him. The Bible says to Moses, encourage Joshua, encourage him. So I tell you, friends, to find yourself a Joshua and encourage him or her to do the work of the Lord and pour yourself into them. I'm a part of Open Door Church staff, Open Door Church, Burleson, Texas. You can find us at odx.tv. You know what we have done? We've rescued over 11,000 children from sexual slavery, and we're raising 4,000 of them right now, today. And it nearly grows by the day. If you're looking for a Joshua, go to odx.tv and support the cause, because our tribe is doing our part. We're trying to build the kingdom, not our kingdom. And again, this is not a pitch for you. This is not, I'm just telling you that there's some Joshuas out there that are doing some really good work. They're dispossessing the enemy. And if you're looking to get in the fight, but you don't know where to go, then find yourself a Joshua. Pour yourself in him so that God's kingdom can advance. And it's time for men to lay down their agendas and stop building their kingdoms and start building God's kingdom. And so that was my challenge to the men today, because there's a lot of people trying to figure out how they're going to spend their money and trying to figure out which plants they should buy, which is not a bad thing. They worked hard, but there may be a few that built their own kingdom. And so it's time we all partner. We're all brothers and sisters in this. We're all brother. No one's better than anyone else. If we come together and do it together and advance God's kingdom, then we all win together. Tomorrow's 4th of July. Stay safe out there. We love you. We celebrate you. And we are a free nation.